So today we are going to go over the clone stamp tool and the paintbrush tool. So first I want to go over the clone stamp tool, and that one is right here. It's almost halfway down. It looks like a stamp pad. And if you click on the clone stamp tool, which is this one, you should get this same round thing that you could brush, I guess you could call it. And with my bracket keys left and right, I can make it bigger or smaller. So right now I'm on the background layer. Whatever layer you want to be on, doesn't matter to me. You can clone whatever you want to clone. And Josh, you're going to have to wait.
Yeah, it says something.
All right, so right now I'm going to clone the head of the giraffe. So this particular layer right here has this giraffe in it. I can clone something and then stamp it into another layer. So right here I'm going to hold down the Option key. So if I hold down Option on my keyboard, and then you can see that it turns it to these crosshairs here. So when I'm held this down, I click once, and then when I unclick, now I can move this over and I can stamp another version of this wherever I want to put it. So I could put this here, and then you can see that it makes other ones. So it doesn't have to be like that. Like, you can do it a little bit differently. You just have to mess around with it. So this is basically how it works though. And you can move this along the rest of it, and it'll stamp wherever you want to stamp it. So again, that is clone stamp tool, and you hold down the Option key, you click once, and then you move it where you want to move it. So for instance, if I want to clone this grass, I hold down the Option key, I click once, and then I bring it over, and you can see that it goes over the top of that. If you have these on two separate layers, you may have your one layer that has the giraffe and then your background layer. So you may have to clone on the background layer with the grass, and then go over to, if you have your other animal on a different layer, you'll have to go to that layer and then click and clone on top of that. So it just depends on what you have where. Okay, so that is the clone stamp tool. And then the paintbrush tool is the one right above it. And the paintbrush tool, it's the same thing. You have a brush, and with your bracket keys you can make it bigger or smaller. And up here you've got all your different brushes. If I go down through here, you can see all the different brush settings. So you'll want to just go through and grab whatever. Right now I'm just going to grab this one right here, and you can see that it almost looks like spray paint. And remember, you can just go Command Option Z, and that will get rid of that. If I want to change the color, I go right here. This is my color palette, and I can double click, or actually single click on that, and I can change the color. So I'm going to make this white, hit OK, and now it's white. Then what I want to do is go up to my opacity. This makes it more see-through. So if I take my opacity down to about 50%, then when I do this, you can see that it's more see-through. So you can do really nice effects with this. You can make it look like there's fog or whatever you want to do with this. So if I do something like that, then I can make it look like there's fog. That's probably a little too much. I'm going to bump this down to like 30%. So there is a lot of things that you can do with this brush tool. And if you click up here on this, this also gives you a lot of different options for your brush. So like your brush, you can, right here, you can move this back and forth, and you can see what it does to the bottom of their, what it does to the actual brush. So you can see it right away. If you can try clicking on some of these, and you can see what it does. You can see the difference in what all these do. So like this one, wet edges, you can see how it changes it. Smoothing. You've got all these different brushes. You can see what these do. So if you click on here, you can see your different options. You can also, right here, change your settings in this box. So this again was this one right here in the upper left corner. I just clicked on that and that gave me all of those options. Opacity makes it more see-through. Right here, if you click, you can change the color. So there's a ton of stuff that you can do with this brush tool. So for today, I would like you to really try to mess with these and get familiar with them. You may not use, whatever it is. You can just keep hitting Option Command Z. Try something, go backwards. Try something, go backwards. Do not be afraid to experiment with stuff. So that is all.